So hey y'all, it's Brother Mike. And I'm coming to do a video because you know I've been looking over my life. I've been a many. I I am not going to. What's the right word I'm looking for? I am not gonna lie to y'all. I am not going to. Um, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna fake with people and all that because a lot of people, they don't want to be, um, if I could say it this way, but folks don't want to be real. And like I always say, what's the word I'm looking for? When you don't, and I'm only saying this because this the way I feel. When you don't live up to, and I'm not saying live up to my expectations, but live up to the holiness expectation that God is um, calling for in these last evil days. I know there's a lot of people who, you know, whether you compromise, whether people are gonna have their people are gonna have their judgment. People are gonna be judging and talking about, oh, you don't know what you want to do and this and that, whoopty whoopty day. But but like I tell people, folks have to find out for themselves. When you sit under a well, I'm just saying, if you sit under a pastor where the church is more lenient on a lot of stuff, who don't believe, on like the whole holiness deal and all that. And a friend of mine and I'm not gonna go into the whole spill of what all went down because the internet's business. But when last year when eventually um I eventually decided to go on my little sabbatical. Um, because of the fact that we were in transition, right? And I said, Lord, well, I'm gonna do whatever you know how most people do. They do what they want to do. They step out by faith and believe God. But my thing is, so a few months goes on, whoopty whoopty day, whoopty why, and my one of my friends invites me to their service, like, Brother Mike, you need to X, Y, Z, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, you for real? You coming to me? Like, what, brother? You heard from God, the man upstairs. You heard from the man upstairs. He told you something about me. Oh, give it to me, brother. And he just told me in my ear. He told me point blank. Oh, you need to blah blah blah, this and that. Woo, 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 woo. And I received it, y'all. I received it because like I said, I ain't never a day in my and hear me out. I ain't never a day in my life been through like nothing that I was like, oh, okay, well, I see now. And no, I'm not about to sit up here and throw shade, but I see why a lot of people are leaving this one organization and going with the newer one because they believe in the true holiness of God. It's a difference when you believe and when you receive. And I feel like this: if a church is going to let down, or they only got standards for when they're at church and whoopty whoopty woo, but they can live however they want at home. Excuse me. I think you need to go pray. You need to go seek. You need to go do all that. I'm not saying walk around here and think that we the best thing on earth and all that. No, I want to be what God wants me to be, and whatever God wants me to be, let me be used by God, not by the people. And Just because maybe I don't be used on somebody's platform, that does not mean, oh, you gotta be discredited. Oh, you don't know nothing. You don't know this. You don't know that. No, I know it. So hey, it is what it is, and I am gonna move on. You know, I've been in a whole lot of churches, and people still appear. Brother Mike, you've been in a lot of church. Yeah, I've been in a lot of churches, but um, I will say to a lot of people, when you and hear me out, when you go to these little churches where they ain't got a lot of people, and you up in there trying to say, oh well, you know, and I like to go to places where the church is packed out. I can't be going to no church that that is small, little, rinky dank. You know, but but yeah. So I mean, it is what it is, y'all. And we, as the people of God, yes, we gotta do what we gotta do. Ooh, yes, God, we do. We have to do what we have to do. Um, but I personally, I personally feel like this is God, and when God is doing the work, um, thank you, Abe. Thank you, Avery. Uh, um, I'm like, thank you, Avery. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back. I'll be back. Hold on. I'll be back. Give me a second.